The sequel to Jade Empire was cancelled rather suddenly, but we think that it was meant to happen, and since the decision has come to pass, we've also thought about a likely consolation prize. Avatar: The Last Airbender is a story that would fit beautifully on a BioWare-style RPG format and would give fans of the animated series what they've been clamoring for ages. Don't believe us? Let us convince you. First, let's refresh your memory on Jade Empire. This action role-playing game was originally published by Microsoft Game Studios in 2005 as an Xbox exclusive. Developed by BioWare, it was later ported to Microsoft Windows PCs and published by 2K Games in 2007. Remembered for being the clearest precursor to Mass Effect and Dragon Age by hardcore fans, Jade Empire was set in an empire of the same name. The story was heavily inspired by Wuxia martial arts films and had the players take control of the last order of monks on a journey to rescue their lost master. Sounds fun. Secondly, let's talk about the game's sequel. Fans have been waiting for part 2 of the game ever since the first part debuted. Unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be happening anytime soon. With the passing of time, the game's relevance as an IP has diminished so drastically that it wouldn't make sense to release a sequel now at this point in time. Even if a sequel does come out, it would take a lot of work and an otherworldly amount of PR to generate the kind of hype that would ensure its success. Also, keeping in mind that most of the game's core audience and fan base has moved out of the primary gaming age bracket. Simply put, the OG fans have grown up and building a new fan base would be too much work. Now, let's discuss why Avatar would be a better fit. Instead of hoping for Jade Empire 2, let's discuss why an Avatar game would be a better bet. Starting with the fact that it's still relevant. Avatar: The Last Airbender came out on Nickelodeon the same year that Jade Empire was released into the world. However, while Jade Empire has faded away into obscurity, Avatar is still fresh in people's minds. Moving on to how it would be the perfect replacement. An Avatar: The Last Airbender RPG would tick all of the same boxes that Jade Empire did, but would likely pull in a larger crowd. The Last Airbender has one crucial thing a Jade Empire 2 remake would lack: a willing audience who doesn't need a refresher course on the past. It could pull in fans of the animated series along with people who enjoyed playing Jade Empire. Once BioWare is attached to the project, it's a win-win situation. Plus, it has the perfect world for an RPG. An immersive world is the most important factor for an RPG, and no one can deny that Avatar aces this one with flying colors. Jade Empire focused on elemental magic, weapons, and mixed martial arts, all elements that can be seamlessly grafted into an Avatar game. Beyond these factors, Avatar also enjoys a huge amount of lore. The history of the Avatars, the Four Nations, their wars, it's all such an expansive and richly detailed world ripe with potential. You could drop in a character at any point in history and create an addictive gameplay out of it. It's also worth noting that this is the kind of thing BioWare excels at, and combining the two would be a match made in heaven. And there's the case of previously released games. There have been Avatar games released before, but none of them had a lasting impact. These games were released for PS2 during the show's original run, but have ended up as nothing more than a novelty for hardcore fans. The reason for this could be classified as a lack of world building on the game studio's part, and is something BioWare could quite easily remedy. Finally, the Avatar world has been active in the recent past. The Avatar property has been nowhere near as idle or forgotten as Jade Empire. One Netflix live-action adaptation was announced in 2018 and is in the works presently. The show's cast was announced a while back, and the project is currently filming. It will reportedly have 8 hour-long episodes and is one of the most expensive shows being created on the streaming platform, with a bill of a whopping $15 million being spent per episode and a massive $120 million spent on season 1 alone. Besides this, there are 2 games currently in development as well, one of which is a console RPG and the other is an MMO. Paramount has recently founded Avatar Studios, and there is yet a game studio to be attached to the studios. So both games are being helmed by third-party game studios, which makes it the perfect time for BioWare to make their move. They could still show what they would have achieved by creating Jade Empire 2 if they create a competitive RPG for Avatar: The Last Airbender, and we'd love to see it. At the time being, an Avatar RPG by BioWare is just a pipe dream, so let's take a look at some related news. First off, Fire Emblem Hero has broken Nintendo's game records. Fire Emblem Heroes has broken Nintendo's mobile game revenue records by crossing $1 billion in lifetime spending by players across the globe in Google Play and the App Store. The mobile RPG has come up as Fire Emblem's most successful venture, and was likely aided in this journey by the FEH subscription pass. The game beat Nintendo's other titles like Dr. Mario World and Animal Crossing Pocket Camp to sit on the throne, and the closest any other game has come in terms of revenue is Mario Kart Tour, with $282 million in lifetime revenue, and Animal Crossing in the third spot with $281.6 million. The game's most lucrative market has been Japan, with 54% of total player spending and 32.4% revenue generated in the US, which comes in second place. The game's downloads are shared at a 50-50 by Google Play and the App Store. All of Nintendo's mobile games have generated a combined revenue of $1.8 billion from player spending, and according to these figures, Fire Emblem has become the most successful game of the franchise. Secondly, The Last Fortress is Sims on roids. The Last Fortress Underground is a collaboration of Life is a Game Limited, IM30, and Bitman Studios. The new strategy mobile game will allow players to control a group of survivors trying to survive in a zombie apocalypse in a base camp underground. Players will have to expand their base, attracting other survivors to the game, allowing them to take in new survivors and give them tasks to help around the base. Quite homey for a zombie apocalypse. The online feature in-game will have a cross-sectional view to navigate the base and allow you to have a clear view of what's happening in all sections of the camp at all times. The game's main goal would be to reclaim the surface, pushing back at the darkness one task at a time. Some of the best ways to win the game are to explore and expand territory, to immerse yourself in the rich narrative, to always keep a team member with yourself while going out of the settlement, and to move through the gameplay in methodical order, keeping a view on all sections at all times. So check out your surroundings, keep someone with you at all times, explore the story, and take full advantage of the intuitive layout. The free-to-play mobile game is available on Apple App Store and Google Play Store. Let's end on Redfall's newest trailer drop. Arcane Austin has developed a new game where you can bite back at vampires. We've always wanted to do that. Players will have to navigate an island overtaken by vampires and their cultists, trying to fight back against an army with all sorts of fancy weapons scattered across the island. The new trailer gives fans a brief glimpse of areas crawling with supernatural threats, state-of-the-art gadgets fitted with UV lights as a weapon, and 4 characters with unique abilities. There's also a brief view of Divinder's skill tree, which is the game's weapons inventory, holding vampire hunting weapons like regular assault rifles, stake-launching air cannons, and handguns, each with their own varying levels of rarity and effectiveness. These weapons will be wielded by the game's roster of heroes, including Genius Combat Engineer Remy De La Rosa, Cryptid Hunter Divinder Crowsley, Ace Marksman Jacob Boyer, and telekinetic powerhouse Layla Ellison. The multiplayer co-op game is a classic loot shooter that seems to be inspired by the likes of Borderlands 3 and Destiny 2. The game is set to be released in the first half of 2023 for Xbox Series XS and PC. The game will also be released on Xbox Game Pass sometime in the near future. We're still most psyched about the fact that we can bite back vampires, even if it is in a game. That's a wrap for this video. Did you play Jade Empire? Would you play an Avatar: The Last Airbender RPG? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.